Hey guys, it is Christian here. Today we're going to be talking about toxic fandoms. Before I get into this, please like and subscribe and tell me what did you think of this video. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the toxic fandoms, and without these various franchises like Star Wars, Marvel, we're even going to bring up other toxic fandoms and stuff. It's going to be a pretty controversial video, especially with my thoughts about toxic fans. But if you want to know what a toxic fan is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just fans that are toxic. I would say these fans are most common within Star Wars and Marvel and stuff, of which I'm aware of a lot of toxic fans from those specific franchises. Specifically Star Wars, which we're going to talk about Star Wars today. But I would say there's two types of toxic fans. One is the people who criticize everything from these franchises, criticize everything that Hollywood makes now, most specifically with Star Wars and the sequel trilogy, and they're saying that the sequel trilogy completely took a dump on their childhoods and injected it with woke nonsense and stuff like that. They hate the way the direction these franchises are going in and stuff. And then the other side of the toxic fandom are the ones who praise everything coming from Hollywood, that praise all the woke politics and stuff, and if you don't agree with them, they call you racist and sexist. And even though that's not 100% true that the people who don't like them are racist and sexist, it's not 100% true, because they just hate them maybe because their scripts are not good or the characters are not that interesting. With Rey, with characters like Rey and Captain Marvel, who are overpowered female characters, which are not realistic at all because every single person on planet Earth has flaws. No one is perfect on the planet, so having characters with very few flaws is just not a good idea. I haven't seen anyone criticizing Rey or Captain Marvel for being women characters. I've just seen them criticizing them because of how powerful they are and how little they need to improve because they're just perfect characters, which is just not realistic at all. Because every single person on planet Earth has flaws, and no one is perfect. I'm not perfect. And having characters that are basically Mary Sue's, I would say, there are male characters that I guess could be considered Mary Sue's as well, they're just perfect in every way, but it's more common with female characters now. But yeah. The thing that made me want to make this video was the recent Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which is on Disney Plus. It stars Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen and Moses Ingram. And Moses Ingram is the main person, and we gotta talk about in this video. She's the main reason why we decided to make this video. Toxic fans have been harassing her online, sending her racist comments, absolutely horrible stuff, that I do not condemn at all, and none of you should condemn that stuff either. But then there are most people who don't like Reva, the character, third Inquisitor. No, the third sister, Reva. I think most of the reasons why they don't like her is because they just don't find her interesting, or they just don't find her performance to be that good and stuff. I haven't seen the majority of toxic fans criticizing her just because she's a woman or just because she's black. I've heard a few toxic fans accusing her because of that, which is just horrible. But not a ton of them. Yet this didn't stop the Star Wars on Twitter calling most of the people who don't like the character racist and sexist, and this hasn't stopped other people from talking about this stuff, which Ewan McGregor actually talked about, but I actually agree with everything he said. The people who are sending racist comments to Moses Ingram are not real Star Wars fans. They're just not. And they need to be condemned for everything they're saying. But there's another Star Wars actress we do need to talk about, and her name is Gina Carano, who I'm assuming most of you know who Gina Carano is. She was on The Mandalorian, but she got fired by Lucasfilm for tweets that she made, which some people consider her tweets to be anti-Semitic and anti-trans and stuff because people on Twitter wanted her to put pronouns in her bio and she didn't want to do it, so they kept harassing her to put pronouns in her bio, and then she finally put beep bop boop in her bio, and people were basically saying that she's making fun of trans people, even though she basically said she doesn't have any hate for anyone. Which, if you don't agree with everything she said, I think that's perfectly fine. Like if you don't agree with everything she said, that's fine. Like, just like if you don't like Reva, that's fine. But if you hate her because of race and gender and sexuality and stuff like that, I don't think that's valid. Also, she put out posts, like, she put out a post with people doing the Hitler salute, and there was one person who wasn't doing it. I think it was pretty clearly supposed to be an anti-Nazi post, but they think it was a pro-Nazi post, an anti-Semitic post. And then she made one last tweet before she was fired, last year, basically saying how Nazis turn neighbors against Jewish people. Well, and that's the main thing. And then after she put that out, she was fired. Also, there have been people who have been sending her horrific threats and stuff. And what did Star Wars do on Twitter? They kept their mouths shut. So when Moses Ingram is getting attacked, they speak out, which they should speak out about it, because those attacks are not justified. They're horrible, sickening, disgusting attacks. But they were completely silent when Gina Carano was getting the same types of threats. Well, maybe not based on race and stuff, but she was still getting threats nonetheless. And you should not threaten anyone. You should not threaten anyone or use race or gender or sexuality as like a valid reason to hate a character. And you shouldn't harass anyone in front of or behind the camera on these shows or movies. I'm just saying that right now. I don't encourage hate for any single person on planet Earth. Okay? And if you don't like everything I said, that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the whole Moses Ingram situation. And kind of the Gina Carano situation as well. But yeah, toxic fandoms are just ruining entertainment. Like, they're just ruining everything. And, like, because they're basically, like, if you don't like something, you're racist, and if something has women in it, and if something has grumpy old Luke Skywalker, they're crapping on his character and stuff. But I just think both sides are wrong. I don't think one side in particular is bad. They're both pretty bad. Like, I would consider, like, on the political spectrum, the ones criticizing most of Hollywood, they're mostly on the right, I would assume. And then the ones who are praising everything from Hollywood are mostly on the left. I think they're both wrong for basically trying to divide the fandom. It's pretty horrible. But yeah, those are my thoughts on toxic fandoms. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.